everybody. Hey there, little artists. Welcome to day 3 of the art party. I can't believe it is day 3 already. We have created beautiful artworks all week, and you know what? I want to know who is joining me today. My name is Georgie. I am an art teacher. I'm coming to you from the Mornington Peninsula in Melbourne, and I want to know who is joining me today. Can you tell me your name in the comments, maybe how old you are? Are you here for the first time? Maybe you've been here Monday, Tuesday, and today is your 3rd time. Who is joining me? We have some people jumping on. Hello, welcome. I can't wait to create a beautiful artwork with you today. We have Mathia and Matthias, Jed and Sanvia here. I know, Jed, you have come all week. Hey, Poppy, Archie, Maisie, and Kitty and Christy. So fun. The whole family is here. Levi and Chloe are coming back. Nicholas, Madeline, and Evelyn are here. Hey, Evie. Big shout out to Evie. Evie is joining us from Perth, and it is 7 a.m. in Perth right now. So you're getting up super early. Hey, Savannah is here for the 3rd time. Magnus is in Adelaide. Hey, Zoe, Nicholas, Kiana. We have Mitch from Wollongong. Hey there, Emma, and Luke is for the 3rd time. Well done, you guys, for just starting 2021 every morning this week with creativity and confidence. I love it. Hey, Charlotte McKenzie in Austin. Hey, Arabella. Gabby is here. Hi, Liana. Ava is 6. And it is her 3rd time from Sydney. Sophia and Savannah, if you are in Sydney, my heart goes out to some of you guys in Sydney in lockdown. This is a really fun thing for you guys to be doing when you can't do other things as well. Joshua and Joanna are here. If you are joining us, jump online, tell me your name. And I am going to tell you a little bit about today's project because it is one of my favorites. I think it is one of your favorites, or it will be once we do. Where is he? This little Party Pooch. Hey there, Aman and Emily. We have Giselle here from Melbourne and Shayla, Olivia and Jaden. Fantastic. Thank you all for jumping on and creating art with me this morning. The thing about art is when you get a few skills or you follow somebody along to create a little artwork, it becomes a masterpiece. And it becomes so fun and uniquely yours, because I have seen so many of your artworks posted in the comments. They are all different, even though we're doing the same project. That's what I love about doing these artworks together. Hello, Benji and Eddie. Okay, if you are here, I want to go through all of the art supplies that we're going to be using today, and I'm going to show you a few little party puppy inspirations. Someone said, can we do a different dog? It is up to you. If you want to do a different puppy, I'm going to show you a few little sausage dogs that are super cute, but you're the little artist, so you guys get to decide. Okay, now let's go through your art supplies. Your mom might have set you up on your table, or you might have got them out already. Let's double check that we've got everything we need. I have my paper, and it is in the wide position. That one is called Landscape. Hey, Piper. Now, I am going to be coloring with my colored markers and my colored crayons. If you have pencils, they are perfect as well. You could definitely use pencils. I am going to be outlining my little Party Pooch in this black Sharpie marker. If you don't have a black Sharpie, you can use a black texter, just a plain black texter, or no, actually, if you don't have a black Sharpie, what I want you to do is outline in a black crayon, because we're going to put some watercolor on the back. And if you use a black marker, like a plain black texter like this, then it might run. Okay, so let's just go through that again. I have my colored markers, tick them off. Hello, Neil. I have my colored crayons. I have my black Sharpie marker or my black crayon. And then for the background, I am using a white oil pastel. If you don't have a white oil pastel, you can use a white crayon. That's going to help us get these lines. And then I have my watercolor paints. So if you don't want to use watercolor paints today, then you could use pencils, you could use crayons. It is up to you. We have Katie and Tori. Poscas are great. Poscas are great for outlines. We don't want to like color big shapes with Poscas, but they're so fun for outlines. Good question. Okay. We can use pencils instead of a Sharpie. You can. So guys, I am excited to do this little party puppy. You can see from my little example here and here, you get to design what he's going to wear on his head. Is it going to be like a party hat? Maybe it's a crown. Maybe it could be like a big cowboy hat. You're going to put a little blanket on your puppy full of all sorts of designs that you want. So I did some balloons. I might do stars today. And this one, he has a little crown on his back. That's because I've been watching a lot of the Crown, like it's a TV show, and I kind of wanted to include that on that puppy. So we are all here ready to go, and I am going to show you some inspiration pictures of some beautiful puppies. Hello, Catherine and Joel. It is so fun to see you. If you're just jumping on, let me know that you are here because we are about to get started. Hey there, Charlie. While we're getting started, what you can be thinking about, how do you want to decorate your puppy? Like what colors do you want to do it? This one is black and white, a bit like a Dalmatian. This one is brown with some orange spots. So what kind of color do you want to do your puppy? It doesn't have to be realistic. It could be like a real bright colored puppy, like a rainbow one. I know you guys love that. Hey there, Lucy. Okay, what I'm going to show you right now is some examples. Let's go have a look at this. So here are all the projects we're doing, and you can have a look. Here is our puppy. Here's a lovely close-up. So just take a look at that to see all of the extra details we're going to add. I'm going to add some balloons. Now look at this little puppy. He is called Frankie, and he is from Fun with Frankie on Instagram, and I just love looking at Frankie dressed up in his costume. Doesn't he look adorable? So here are some ideas of what you might want to do. You could put a little Santa hat. There's like a little monster sort of outfit and some little ears sticking up there too. Frankie looks like he's having heaps of fun. So if you want to do that, you go ahead. Now here are some other party puppies dressed up. Look at all of the fun details on the top one. It's got like a little tiara and some gold and red outfit on the back with some like beading as well. And I love this yellow and black striped outfit for this little bee puppy. These are little dash hounds, and they have big festivals where people come bring them and they all get dressed up. Now here is the last one, and I put this one in here for those little glasses and the hat. How sweet are they? I can see that that puppy's got a collar on. Maybe you want to put a necklace or a collar on your puppy. And we have a little bit of a cowboy hat here and some fun little boots and a star badge. So this helped me get some ideas of how I want to decorate my puppy today. So now that we have some ideas, let's get started. You can show me that you're ready with holding your black Sharpie marker. If it's not a Sharpie, then it's a black crayon or whatever black coloring tool you have. And the first thing I want to do is use my hands. So grab two hands, and I'm going to show you how big my puppy is. I love using my hands to measure. I've got them over the top just here. So my puppy is going to be 2 hands width. So let's put that on the middle of the page, just there. That is how big our puppy is going to go. So now using our black marker, let's go. I'm going to just in the middle of the page, I'm going to draw a circle for the eye. And then I'm going to draw a circle in the middle and then color that in, just like that. Pretty small on my page. Now I'm going to do the ear for my puppy. Our puppy design is a sausage dog or a dash hound. So they have really big floppy ears, and it looks like this. Just next to the eye, I'm going to go down in a big U shape. It's a long, skinny U shape. And then back up like that. So I have the ear for my puppy. I'm going to bring this forward a little bit so you can see me. Okay, now I'm going to do the little head and nose. So if you are with me, let's start at the ear. And I'm going to go across, 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 and down and around. Just like that. So if you've done that, you could put a little nose on your puppy. And it's okay to do that line nice and slow. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little nose. And if you want to put a little smile, then you can. So now that our little puppy head is there, we're going to jump over to the back. Are you ready for the back line? I love doing this one with my finger. I'm just going to draw it with my finger first, and then that helps me get the right shape. So here I go. I'm starting at the back, just where the ear is. I'm coming across, 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 and down. So I'm doing that again. Here I go. Across, 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 and down. Our puppies are quite long. Here I go with my marker. I'm going across, 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 still going, and then down. Just like that. So we've created the back and the bottom. We'll come back to the tail. If you've done that, then we are going to do the little underneath his head, the little chest and the legs. So this is what we do. I'm going to use my little hand again just to show you. So I'm coming down with a shape like this, just down. So it's a bit of a curve. I'm starting at the bottom of the head and I'm coming down. It kind of goes just underneath the little ear. So guys, sausage dogs or dachshunds have really short legs. So I don't want to see really long legs. They look super cute when they're kind of short. So I'm going to show you what I would do for the leg. I'm going to do it like this. Here I go. Down, around, back up. And then I'm going to go across, across, across. I'm going to stop before I get just here. I'm going to do another one. Down, around for his little foot, up, and then I can join that line. So he's got like little foot, and we can put boots or little socks on his little feet. If you have two feet, we got to add two more. So I'm going to add one here at the front. So I'm just going to start in front of that foot I already did. I'm going to go down and around and then just join it up there. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So just in front of the back foot, I'm going to go down, around, and back. Okay. Our puppy is missing something. What is he missing? Any ideas? Something that goes like this. He doesn't have a tail, so I think we should definitely put a tail on. Let's have a look at this any way you like. I'm just going to do a little wiggly line up here, and then another wiggly line, and that can join. I did that a little wonky, actually. I reckon yours is probably going to be a little neater than mine. Yes, you guys guessed it. Some of you guessed a tail. Fantastic. Okay. Now, before we get to, actually, let's go ahead and put the details on. This is where we are going to put all the fun details. What are you going to put for the hat? And what pattern are you going to put in the blanket on his back? So I'm going to start with the hat. And I like the idea of a bit of a crown, kind of like the crowns in Christmas crackers. So here I go. I'm just going to do some bumps, 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 bumps on top of his little head. And then I'm going to go up and like a zigzag. Zigzag, 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 zigzag for my crown. And maybe I'm just going to put a few circles because I might color them in different colors for these like jewels. I'm deciding what to call him as well. Maybe he's like a Prince Party Pooch. I have to come up with a name. So that is one idea, but what are you guys going to do? I'm really excited to hear. Have you got a like triangular party hat? Maybe it's one of those cowboy hats as well. So here I go for this little blanket. So on the back, it's really easy. I'm just going to start at the back of my little puppy, and I'm going to do like a wiggly line, and then I'm going to come across, And then I'm going to come up for a rectangle. And you can put any design in here that you like. I'm going to do stars. I think I'm going to have some blue and yellow stars on mine. But you could do balloons. I put some jewels on that one. You could do polka dots. So this is where you don't have to follow me for this. You could do whatever you like in the little blanket detail on your puppy. So I just did another line for a border, and I'm going to go ahead and put some stars in. Has anybody got ideas? We have Charlie is doing a party hat. Good job, Charlie. Well, he's a party pooch, so that makes sense. We have lots of party hats, and someone is doing theirs like Rudolph. Fantastic. And let's have a look. I'm going to do some more stars. Just here, I'm going to do some big stars, and I'm thinking about what kind of colors I might use. These could be fun in yellow or maybe even orange with a blue background. So what are you putting on? Some of you might want to do flowers. Someone's doing reindeer antlers. I love it when you guys share your ideas because I would never have thought to do that. So that is such a fun thing. Someone's doing hearts. Fantastic. Okay, I'm doing some little circles around my stars. And I think that putting some little socks or some little boots on my little puppy could be really fun as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you want to, you can try this too. I'm just going to do a few little wiggly lines. And maybe he's got some like polka dot sort of boots or socks. They will look hilarious. Okay, and I've got a little star just poking out the back of his sock. I think one of those little cowboy designs that we saw had stars on. We have lollipops, balloons. Someone is doing a crown as well. These are going to be so fun and fancy, everybody. I wonder if any of you actually have a sausage dog and want to make a costume just like this. Irina is doing some hearts. Well done, Irina. Okay, here I go with some more little polka dots. And I'm just going to put some polka dots on the little other sock as well. So you guys can have a lot of fun with this. You don't have to add all the details. You can add a few. It is totally up to you. And that's why all of our little artworks are going to look so different. Now, I think for mine, I saw one with a bit of a collar. And I love the stars. So I'm going to go ahead and put a, let's see, I'm going to put a little line here for his collar, and I'm going to put maybe actually a bone shape. I'm going to do a bit of a bone shape here, like dogs have those name tags on them. So I tried to do a little bone shape there, like on his collar. That's kind of fun. Someone did cowboy boots. And a great question, that someone's puppy's really small. So if your puppy's really small, it's really tricky to add lots of details. So keep yours super simple. You might even be able to add one more puppy next door. Okay, my puppy is getting lots of details. I'm going to add one more thing before moving on to our balloons. So finish up what you have put on your puppy. Here I go with one more. I'm going to do a circle on his tail, and then I am going to do like a big C shape one side and a big backward C shape the other side. Do you know what I'm drawing here? I'm going to draw a little ribbon down here with an upside down V at the ends, and I have got a little bow. So my puppy has a little bow on his tail. I think I need to actually put another little C-shaped line in there just to indicate it's a ribbon. Okay, he is too fancy. He can't have any more details because we'll be here all day. So if you are ready with your little puppy details, I want you to see if you can put a few balloons around your puppy because he is going to a party. So we want to make sure he looks like he's taking some balloons to the party. So here I go. Just in this space up here, you can add 1 or 2 or 3 I'm going to do like a big oval shape. And at the bottom of the oval shape, I'm just going to do 2 lines out on an angle and then a little wobbly line joining them up. So that's my balloon. And I'll give you a tip when you draw balloons. It's really good to have this other shape in here that I'm going to draw to leave white. So it's a straight line inside the balloon, a little curve, and then another little curve to join it up. So that we're going to leave white and it's going to make the balloon really shiny. Okay, someone's going to add another puppy because theirs is too small. I love that idea. That is great. Okay, let's try another balloon. I'm just going to do another one here. It's kind of behind the other one. I'm doing an oval shape, 2 lines out on an angle, and then wobbly, 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 wobbly to join it. And I can't really fit much of that shape I did before, but I'm just trying to fit it behind, just like that. Okay, I think I can fit 2 more balloons. If you want to go ahead and fit 2 more, let's do it. If you're only doing 1, I think that's perfect as well. So I'm going to put this balloon behind my little puppy. I'm just pretending to draw the full line in so I can get the shape right. And I'm drawing my line out on an angle, a wobbly line at the bottom, and then I'm just putting my little lines to make it shine, just like that. Now the balloons have got strings, otherwise they'll fly away. So let's have a go. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly line. And then I have another wobbly line for this one. And let's see, maybe this wobbly line can poke behind my balloons. I think at the bottom here, I'm just going to put an upside down U with a line and a bit of a tassel like on top so that all my balloons are kind of joined at a little rock or a weight at the bottom. Someone is doing the string under the balloons, which is a great idea. Okay, so I have some balloons here. What about a balloon here? If you have space here, this is kind of fun. So you can try that. It could be a really long shaped balloon, or it could be another round one. You go ahead and put a balloon over here for me, and mine's going to look like this. I'm going to do a wobbly line, and then I'm going to do another wobbly line, and this is one of those really long balloons. It's kind of waving in the side of my artwork just there. Okay, let's have a look. Some people are doing different shaped balloons, like a rubber dog balloon. Fantastic. And someone is putting a birthday gift near the balloon and a present. Well done, all of you, for having such fun ideas. I think that is fabulous. So what I am going to do is draw 2 more lines in with my Sharpie marker, and then we're going to start coloring. So are you ready? After I draw these lines in, I am going to show you the little artist shout outs while you start on your coloring, but I want you guys to follow me. Someone did bows on their balloons, which is a fantastic idea. Okay, have you got your Sharpie marker ready? Because I want you to put in this line here and the cityscape in the background. So these ones are important. So let's go. So find roughly the halfway mark, or just below his little nose, just here. And what I'm going to do is put a line. So I'm starting at the edge of the page. I'm going across, jump over my little puppy. When I come to the edge of the tail, I can continue that line all the way across. So now we have ground, and we have foreground thing in the front, and we have background, something in the back. Okay, we are going to now put in our backdrop, which is our cityscape. So the cityscape is the outlines of all the city buildings, and they can be pretty much any shape that you like. So what I want us to do is to start towards the top of the page. Maybe put 3 fingers down from the top of the page, put a little dot, and use our finger, and you can just do whatever kind of lines you like. I'm going to go across, up, across, down, maybe across, down. I'm going to go up into a little point. So you can see the kind of shapes that I'm getting from my line on this example. If you want to follow me, let's go. I'm going to go across, up, across, down and across. It looks funny, I know, but it's going to be great. I'm going to go down. I have to jump over my little crayon. So now I'm going to go across, up. I think I'm going to do a little triangle now. So up on an angle, down. I'm going to go down. This one's a little one across. Up. So you guys can do any kind of lines you want. Up on an angle. I'm going to go down, jump over the balloon, across and up. Let's see, what could I do? I'm going to go across, down, across, down, jump over my balloon, and then finish. So pretty much I went across, up, on an angle, back down, across, anything that you like, because now I have the outline of all the roofs that you might see in a city. If you don't want to do a city background, you can choose. Maybe you prefer to put like a sun and some clouds, someone's doing a park. So what I'm going to do, guys, is get out my markers. And if you're still doing your little party pooch, then you might be doing your balloons. Don't worry, because now is the fun bit. We are going to add some fun colors, and then I'm going to give you some time while I go out over the little artist spotlights. So what I want to do is just choose some colors for my blanket. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color in my little stars here yellow. So I'm using my marker to color in small sections. I'm not going to use my markers to color in my whole puppy because it's too huge. But here I go with my markers. I'm just going to use this for all the details on my little blanket. And you know what? This is going to be quite a lot of coloring, so it's pretty normal for your arm to be a little bit sore, but it is worth it. It's going to look amazing. So when I get started with this, I'm going to always use my markers first, and then I'm going to use my crayons next. Someone is doing a background of a meadow for their puppy. That sounds amazing. Like, I want to know what kind of colors you're going to be using for your little puppy. So I did yellow stars, and now I'm going to do some red with my marker in these little dots here. And this big bit all around my stars and my dots, I'll probably use crayons for that. But I don't want to color all of that in markers because I might use up all of my marker ink. I'm going to give you another tip. If you want to, instead of coloring the little border that I did for my little puppy blanket, I'm just going to do a whole lot of stripes. So that's another fun way for coloring. Just like we did with our cupcakes, you can make patterns with your markers without coloring the whole shape in. So here I go. I'm just doing lines, 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 lines all the way around. This is fun. If you did a border, you could definitely add this in all the way. Now I've got my red, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to just color those ones in. So wherever you're up to in your picture, you can grab your markers out and just start coloring in your Party Pooch. The Party Pooch is going to take the longest, and the background's not going to take very long at all. That one's going to be super speedy. So I've got my red, and I'm just going to do a few little dots. I'm going to go dot, 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 dot all over this little fluffy bit of the crown. So he is full of tiny little red polka dots. I'm not going to color that one in. And I'm going to go ahead and put some red down here in my little socks. So guys, what colors are you using for your markers? And let's see, what parts of your little Party Pooch are you doing? Are you doing the socks as well? Or maybe you're doing the blanket? So I am going to go ahead and do all of my marker parts. Then I'm going to bring out my crayons. So here I go with these little dots down here. I've got an orange now for my little dots for the sock. And then there's a little star that I want to color in. I'm thinking about what kind of color my little puppy might be as well. So I would say that a brown is a pretty typical color for these little puppies. So I think I'm going to go with like a brown and a light brown. But what kind of color do you want to do your puppy? Is it going to be black and white dots? Or is it going to be kind of brown and orange like mine? I'm just coloring in my bow with my marker. It's a really small shape. So that one works really well with markers. Okay, I think though I have done everything that I want to do with my markers on my puppy. He is looking pretty fancy, so that's when I'm going to get out my crayons. You could get your crayons or your color pencils, and I'm going to have a look at a blue. I think a blue blanket could be really fun. So I have a blue, maybe I'm going to use this dark blue. I knew somebody would do some rainbow, and I am excited to see that you are doing a rainbow color scheme. So my color scheme is yellow, red, and blue. And I just have my crayon right now, and I am coloring the best I can all around the outlines. I'm doing very, very, very little kind of movements with my crayon because I don't want to color over the top of my stars or my dots. So what have you put on your little puppy's blanket? Someone's doing a brown and orange puppy. That is a great combination. I'm going to put spots on my puppy as well. So we're going to get up to that just after our blanket, but we'll finish all our details off. That is fine to be using watercolor paints if that's what you have already. Well done. Okay, I'm nearly finished this little puppy's blanket. Now the blue really makes the stars stand out, so I'm glad that I chose blue. But what kind of colors are you going, or what design did you put on your little party puppy? Have you got stars on yours as well? I know some of you did some beautiful hearts, so that could look fun. And while I have my blue, I'm going to go ahead and do some blue little boots. So this is going to stand out. I'm going to do one blue, and I think I'm going to do one yellow, so they really stand out. Polka dot socks are just so fun. We have somebody doing lots of dots. Fantastic. You can tell from my wall in my art studio that I really love polka dots. They are just the best to get some little color in there. Okay. Let's see. Yellow for me. I'm going to do yellow sock here. So let me know where you're up to, because after this, I think we're going to go color in our puppy. And I am thinking of doing mine like a light brown and a dark brown. Someone's doing an elf puppy. That makes sense because we just had Christmas. Maybe the elf puppy is going to be like yellow and green. What kind of colors is your elf puppy? So here I go. I'm just coloring in the crown. So if you did a crown, that is fun to color that one in, maybe like a really bright color. So all those little jewels on our crown stand out. Wow, okay. He's looking fancy, but I forgot his little collar. So I've got to color that one in. I'm going to make that red, just like this. There we go. Okay. Now, guys, before, I'm going to show you actually how I would color the puppy, and then I'm going to do the little artist spotlight to show you all the turtles from yesterday's lesson. But first, let's just have a look. Okay, I've got some crayons. Let's see what colors. I have two colors. I have a dark brown, and then I've got this like peachy kind of color. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do some peachy kind of spots on my little puppy. So if you're still doing the details, then don't worry, because when we do our little spotlight, then you have extra time. But if you're up to this, you can do some little spots on your puppy. I've got like a really wiggly line, and then I'm just going to color it in. Color, 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 color. And I am just making sure I don't go over the edge, but I'm going to go ahead and put some spots. And I think it's kind of fun to put one little big spot around the eye. So that's just going to make his little eye stand out. So when I put on my little spots, they're really like wonky kind of shaped circles. You don't have to be too perfect at all. So yours might be browns, you might do black and white, or I know some of you are going to do some super fun bright colors as well. Let's see, there must be a little spot over here, just like that. And I'm going to do one more. Maybe the one more could be the top of his tail with this really light peachy colored crayon. Okay. Then I would use my brown crayon to just color in my whole puppy. So what I am going to do is give you a little time to finish off all your details in your puppy while we have a look at some of the artwork from yesterday's lesson. So you guys keep coloring and just have a look at what people sent through yesterday. So here we have our turtle lesson from Arabella and Nicholas. And if you have a look at their artwork, there are so many extra details of fish. There is a mermaid. Arabella did an extra baby turtle. So many details of coral as well. Well done for Arabella and Nicholas. That is beautiful. Okay, now here we have Harriet and Blaze. Now, I included these guys because Harriet did a color scheme that did not include blue. And you'd normally think that ocean artworks would include blue, but she did greens and orange and yellows, which works so well. And Blaze did a polluted ocean color scheme, which is such an important message. Well done, Blaze. We know that pollution makes these animals endangered, so well done. Here is the McKay family. We have 4 little artists and their mum all creating art in the morning together. I love every single artwork that you guys did. Congratulations. And Kiana did some beautiful brush strokes in her ocean and her sand. I'm really impressed with how smooth they are, Kiana. Okay, we have Charlotte, Mackenzie, and Austin. I know you are drawing again today. You 3 are brothers and sisters, and Mackenzie did a such a fun rainbow turtle. And Charlotte, there is a baby turtle with yours. I think that is just so fun to add. Austin called his turtle Speedy the Turtle. And I think it actually looks really fast, just flying through the ocean with that little jellyfish sitting on top. Well done, Austin. And lastly, we have Laura, Jacob, and Bhavesh. Now, you 3 all did a turtle kind of small on your page, and it looks like it is just floating in just a massive big ocean. And you guys did such a beautiful job with all of those brush strokes in your painting. So well done to you 3. Okay. I hope that that was kind of fun and inspiring to see all of the little artists' work. Let's get back to our puppy. I'm going to grab my brown marker. Okay, now someone is doing roller skates on their puppy. Oh my goodness, I would never have thought to do that. That is such a fun idea. This little puppy is going to be brown, and it takes a little while to color this one in. So I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to go around the edges with my black crayon. If you're using pencils, you can do that too. And here I go all around the outside of these little cream kind of colored spots. So guys, while we are coloring in our puppy, finishing it off, maybe you have a name for your puppy. So let me think. I am doing a puppy with a crayon. So I think that I'm going to call my puppy Princess Pip the Party Pooch. Do you like that? I think that is kind of fun. Princess Pip the Party Pooch. This little puppy is a princess. It's got a crown, but it's also going to a party. It is dressed up and it's got balloons. So tell me, what are you going to call your puppy? What do you think? It's got to have a really fun name, and I can't wait to see all of them. They're all going to look so different. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep coloring. Now, this is a lot of coloring. So by the end, you're going to get a kind of sore arm, but that's totally normal. The name for my puppy is Rose. Is that right? Rosie, the puppy. And someone's puppy is called Weenie, the puppy. Fantastic. I love hearing all of the names. We've got Patricia, the puppy. Now, guys, tell me the names of your puppy, because soon we're going to move on to like our little balloons. And we're going to color those in as well. I can't wait. So someone's called Prince Party Pooch. That's fun. Now, I wonder if it's called Prince, you probably put a crown on. That would make sense. So here I go. I'm being pretty speedy with my coloring. Are you guys ready for the balloons? I can't wait to see all of your amazing artworks and the colors that you did. I know that someone's going to call theirs Mini Rudolph. And this body, fantastic. So maybe you have a puppy at home already. If you have a puppy at home already, maybe you are drawing him. We have Snowbun, the party puppy. Great idea. Okay, so we have so many names coming through. I am going to show you how I color in the balloons because we are up to that. So what I'm going to do is grab a marker. This is how I'd love you to do your, let's see. No, I'm not actually going to grab a marker. Well, maybe I will. What I will do is actually just go ahead with the crayons. I was going to use markers, but I think crayons are going to be better because we've got watercolor in the background. So I've got a red. Prince Royal, the puppy, or the party puppy. Well done. Okay, so here I go with my crayons. Up the back for my little balloons. I'm going to use really bright colors for my balloons because back here is going to be black. So I want them to stand out. Dasher and Alexia, the puppy. Hey, the Dasher puppy must be really quick. Maybe he's got some really fun sneakers on. That sounds really cool. Okay, here I go with my balloon. I'm just coloring one in this really bright purple. Now, I want to know, where are you guys up to with your coloring? You might still be doing your party puppy, which is super fine. So I'm just going to think about what kind of color I should do next. I'm going to have a go with a yellow balloon. I think that could look fun next to my big pink or purple balloon. We have, there is a brand that you guys will know called Peter Alexander. It's the pajamas that have this type of puppy. And I think it's very clever. Somebody called theirs Peter and Alexander. That is very clever. Okay, here I go with coloring in this little balloon right now. So some people are doing the balloons. That's great. That means you're up to where I am. Is everybody else doing the balloons? Or are you still doing the puppy? Let me know, because my hand is kind of getting to the point where it's pretty sore, but I'm going to keep going. If that's you, then you are doing it right. That is perfectly fine, and you're going to be so pleased with your artwork in the end. Crayons, you normally have to press pretty hard to get a good color. So that's great if you are up to your balloons. Ooh, I think a green for me next. What kind of colors did you do your balloons? Some people are still doing the poppy. So you go ahead and finish off that. And let's see, I'm going to do this balloon here. And I missed the shape on my balloon. Do you remember what shape that I missed on this balloon? Can you see what I did on this one? I didn't put it here. So I'm just going to do a straight line. I'm going to do a curved line and then another curved line to join it up. That little shape is going to make it look like there's reflection on my balloon and it's kind of shining. Okay, Here I go with my green. I'm going to color this one in green just here. And we will soon get to the background. So the background is our cityscape. And for our background, I'm going to be using watercolor paints and my white oil pastel. So they're the only two things I need for my background. If you guys don't have a white oil pastel, you can use a white crayon. That would work fine. Now, some people are doing a rainbow floor. That is totally great. I know a lot of you love rainbow color schemes, so I keep seeing a lot of rainbows in your artwork, which is so fun. If you are done with your work, well done. You can take a photo of it and put it into the comments. That is so great. And just have a look at, go over your artwork. If you're already finished, make sure you can kind of fix up any crayon lines or coloring and make them really nice and neat. I am done with this balloon and I have one more balloon, which I think I'm going to do blue. And then I'm going to move on to the background. So here I go, guys, my last balloon. So if you are on the puppy, you might want to kind of start coloring in your balloons, and you can just imagine what we are drawing next, and you can kind of see what the next steps are. Doesn't matter if you are not up to where we are, you can just keep finishing it after the lesson if you need extra time. But well done for going so detailed with your puppy and getting the balloons in there as well. Now I need this little weight for my balloons. That's going to be colored in just like that. And I'm just having a look. Did I miss anything? I think I am ready for the background. Okay, I dropped my oil pastel, so I'm just going to grab it. If you are still kind of coloring here or your balloons, what I want you to do is to put down your markers or your coloring tools and grab your white crayon or your white oil pastel. And you can do this with me and then come back to the other coloring. So you can see in my artwork here, I have a lot of lines. These lines represent all the windows on the big buildings, okay? And I'm going to do them with my white oil pastel or my white crayon. So if you are not using oil pastels or crayons, you could maybe even draw them in just with pencils or markers. But it looks like this. You're not going to be able to see my white, but you can follow my little hand as I draw. So I'm going to go across with my white oil pastel, across, 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 all across this building. So I'm doing some lines across. Maybe these ones are going to go straight. So I want you to follow me with your oil pastel or your crayon and create some lines on your building where you think the windows might go. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them in yellow. Or actually, I'm going to do them in orange, just so you can see what I'm doing. So over here, I'm going to do some little dashes. Dash, 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 dash. So these are the little windows. Dash, dash, dash. Over here, I'm going to do some dashes, some lines. Straight line, straight line. So you would be doing this with your white oil pastel or your crayon. And I'm just showing you what it would look like because you can't see my white. All these lines, okay? So let's go ahead and do some more white ones. Here I'm going to do dash, 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 all the way down. Now, what is fun about using oil pastels or crayons is when we put our watercolor over the top, you are going to be able to see all these marks that you are making. This is like special magic with this white oil pastel. Okay, some lines here for this last little building. And you know where you've drawn because you're the artist. Probably someone looking at your artwork wouldn't be able to tell where your lines are because they're white, but I think that you could. I'm doing straight lines here. So mainly my lines are either vertical straight up and down, or horizontal, from left to right. You know what? That is all we need with our coloring. So I'm going to put my white oil pastel away. The last part of our project is with our watercolor paints. So our brush, our watercolor paints in our jar of water. And if you don't have watercolors, then I would say you could use crayons or color pencils. So here I go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my brush in my water and then bring it over the edge. Put it in the water, bring it over the edge. So we don't want too much water with this. And what I would like you to try and use is a dark color. So a dark color could be dark blue, it could be black, it could be dark green. I'm going to use black, and let's have a go at painting in our cityscape at the background. So I'm going really, really slowly around my balloons, and I am just painting across, and you might be able to see my white oil pastel marks are kind of coming through a little bit there. So I just want a little, if you're using black, you only need a tiny bit because it's such a strong color. So here I go, I'm just going to go around the edge, nice and slowly. Black sometimes is a really scary color to use because you kind of can't really change it. Once it's on the page, it's so dark. So that's why I'm actually using it, because I want you guys to have a go at using a black. It is a really fun color, but sometimes people avoid it. So I'm just using a really small amount of paint. If you have too much water, then you can just dab your little paintbrush on a piece of paper towel or newspaper and get all the water off. And I'm thinking these little red lines, you might not be able to see it in the video, but they're actually coming out really nicely with my black paint over the top. Okay, all of this is going to be black. So let's keep going. If it's not black, then maybe it's a dark color to make all of those white oil pastel lines stand out. And hopefully you can absolutely see now my oil pastel lines standing out. I'm just going to go around the edge first. That's probably a better way to approach this. I'm just going to go around the edge and really slowly around the edge of my puppy. Now, I know some of you might have already done a different color background, so that is fine. I like black because it makes all of those white oil pastel lines really obvious. And so I'm just going to go from one side to the other, back and forth, just like that, back and forth. And I am dipping my little paintbrush a tiny bit in the water and then a tiny bit of paint as well. Now, sometimes someone said mine are not standing out. So that could happen. It depends on the quality of the oil pastel or the crayon that you're using. Okay, so sometimes it's definitely not you. It might be just dependent on the product that you are using. And also, you might actually need to press a little bit harder with your crayon or make your lines a little thicker for them to stand out with the paint. Somebody is finished. I can't wait to see. So if you are finished, make sure you put a photo in the comments. I am coming up to being finished as well. We're nearly there. Let's see. Who else? Now, Atticus called his puppy, what is it called? Blitzen. That's like the reindeer. So we had Dasher the reindeer. I know we had Rudolph and Blitzen as well. We have we should have a Santa to go with all of these. Okay, now let's see. I am just going to go ahead and finish this off. And then I have the little ground over here to paint, and then that is done. So where are you up to, everybody? Are you painting the background as well? You know that we have been painting for almost an hour and drawing almost an hour. So you guys have just started your day so well And I hope that with all of your art party artworks, I hope that you're putting them somewhere really special. They probably won't all fit on the fridge. We're going to have too many. So you need to either find some frames, or maybe you can find a pin board, or even blue tack them to the wall and have a bit of an art gallery to start 2021 with creativity and all of this confidence that comes from creating each day and each morning. So I am nearly done up here with my little cityscape. So a few things that we've learned today is that a cityscape is the outline of all the buildings that you would see in a city. So that is a type of landscape. That's what we have behind our little party pooch right now. Now I've finished my cityscape and I'm going to paint a color here. So I chose a really light gray for this one because it's like the cement path in a city. So I might go ahead and do that again, or I might try a different color. Let's see, I'm going to go with this really, I think I might do a gray again. I kind of liked that. So I have a kind of browny gray just here, and I'm going to do it really, really, really lightly, just a really light color. So that is way too dark. That is way too dark for me. So I've got some water on my paintbrush and I'm going to spread it around. So this is what is really fun with watercolor, is it's really easy to make changes. When you put some paint on your page and you don't like it, you can just add a little bit of water and it will spread it around and make it a lot lighter. Someone has done a sleigh for Santa. Is that right? Did you put a sleigh in your artwork? Wow, these party puppies are going to look amazing. So remember that I want you guys to put a photo in the comments so that we can see them. And it's a really nice thing to go through them later today and have a look at all of the little artists' artwork, because they are just all so different. They're all so different and amazing. And it just goes to show everybody is super creative and we can create together, but all do it uniquely our own. Okay, do you know what? This color that I've got down here, I have just got a bit of water and I'm just touching the top of my little paint disc and I'm getting the lightest color. I don't need a really dark color at this point. And one thing that I did was I probably did a little bit of a mistake today. The mistake over here was this brown that I did for the cement, and it's the same color as my puppy. So it actually doesn't really stand out. So you know what? I make mistakes in my art all the time. I do it all the time. But the thing is, I just learn from it. And so next time, I probably won't choose that color again. Or actually later today, when my artwork is dry, I might go over the top with a different color. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. But the thing is, when we do something that's not quite right, I want you to finish it off and then you can take a break and come back to it. And if you need to fix it up or if you need to start again, then you can. But we're going to make mistakes all the time in our art and it is okay. Okay, we are at the end of our lesson. How did we go? I cannot wait to see all of your artworks. I am just going to see if I can make this little puppy a little darker so he stands out against that background. What do you think? Did that work out a little bit? Probably not so much. So I'm going to put my crayons down. I am excited to have finished this party puppy. Mine is called Prince. What was it called? Princess Pip, the Party Pooch. That is the name of my party puppy. I know that you guys had a really fun time and you sent me all your names, so I can't wait to read them and see all of the amazing little party puppies that you have created today. What I'm going to show you right now is what we are going to do tomorrow. So here I go. Let's have a look. Tomorrow's art lesson is a toucan. So we are going to draw a tropical toucan, and we are going to be using oil pastels or crayons with watercolor paints. So I am super excited to do this tropical toucan. We're going to do some flowers and some fruits in the background. And I just want to remind you that if you want to continue creating after the art party, I have term 1 Zoom art classes. So they happen on Thursdays, and you can find out all about them on the website. They're very similar to what we're doing now. And I want to remind you to enter the competition, because I also run an art club where we do projects like this every single week. It's a mix of recorded lessons and live lessons just like this. And so if you want to feel lucky, you can enter the competition and you could win a membership. So make sure you jump over to Instagram to enter that competition. I am so excited to see all your party puppies. Remember to put in the comments, because I love saving all the photos, and I always write back to every comment and artwork example as well. So well done for creating art with me today. Remember to pack up your supplies. Don't leave your seat until you have finished. And I'm going to see you tomorrow for our tropical toucan artwork. I will see you then. Goodbye, everybody. See you later. Bye.